Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a meeting of the San Joaquin County Civil Service Commission, October 12th, 2022 at 2:30 PM.
Thank you, Dottie. Roll call, Commissioner Lofstrom,
Here.
Commissioner Gutierrez,
Here.
Commissioner Ramos.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. So our first order of business is to approve the minutes. Do you have any comments? And if not, we'll take a motion.
No comment for me.
No comment. I'll move that we accept the minutes as prepared.
I second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The motion passed. Ms. Hopkins.
Thank you, Chair. We'll now go through the remainder of the agenda. Under Section 2, Reports of Disciplinary Action, there are no reports of disciplinary action under any of the subsections this afternoon: reduction in salary, dismissal, demotion, or suspension. Subsection 3, Communications. We have our standing item related to commission vacancy and status follow-up. We are still working with the Board of Supervisors to fill the 2 remaining vacant seats. Should those not be filled by the end of the year, then we'll work with the 2 new board members to fill those seats in 2023, but we're hopeful to have some candidates shortly. Subsection 4, there is no old business for the commission to consider this afternoon. Under Section 5, New Business, there are no amendment of class specifications. Under Subsection B, Adoption of Class Specifications, we have Classification Project 22-003 for the Human Services Agency. This is regarding the adoption of the class specification for Department Information Systems Administrator and amend the classification specification for Department Information Systems Manager. And Amy Brimmer is here to present to the Commission this afternoon. Ms. Brimmer, before we get started, we do have the department on Teams if we need them.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chair Lofstrom and Commissioners. This item requests that you adopt a new classification of Department Information Systems Manager, as well as approve amendments to an existing classification, Department Information Systems Manager. Did I introduce the first one correctly? Department
No.
Information Systems Administrator is the new classification for the record. Okay. The county has 2 primary information systems classification series. One is for positions that are assigned to and overseen by the Central Information Systems Division of the county, and the other for positions assigned to a specific department. So for the department series, there has historically been 1 level of management, the Department Information Systems Manager. However, the size and scope of services provided by the various county departments it varies greatly. And so we worked with the Human Services Agency in particular to develop a classification that would provide for a bit the broader scope of services, maybe some more complexity, offering up a little more strategic acumen to support senior and executive management of those particular departments with the more complex needs and broader scope of services provided. So we did that assessment, developed the classification that is before you in draft form, and ask that you approve that. We also ask to update the existing Department Information Systems Manager class that is primarily to then distinguish the 2 levels now that we have added a 2nd level manager, which is the administrator, to the 1st level manager, which is the manager. So that's one of the changes to the existing classification. The other being opening up the qualifications or minimum qualifications to offer a substitution pattern that is what we've found consistent with the current market, external market. So to increase our competitiveness there, but also to add some consistency with the series that we already have that often have that same exact pattern there. We just didn't have it with the existing classification. So this was an opportune time to roll that in as well, as it was already, had already been identified as a need. And then adding the standard Americans with Disabilities Act statement that we have been doing with our classifications for the last year or so. We did present this to the San Joaquin County Management Association, and they agreed with the final drafts for both classifications that you have before you. The Assistant Director and Deputy Director of Administration for HSA, Sam Case and Audrey Mathers, I believe are both on the line. If you have any questions for the requesting department. And of course, I'm happy to field any questions you may have of me.
Go ahead.
Will each department have an administrator, or is it just going to be one administrator for the county, or? It's the most complex ones you say are going to have administrators.
Exactly.
And they'll still have a manager, though.
Some do. Some don't even have a manager at this point. Some departments are small and the services they provide or the platforms they support are small enough where, or minimal enough that central information systems handles that, and they don't have any staff assigned to them that are specific for ISD at the departmental level.
I wanted to ask, I don't know what it means, when it says that I'm looking at the manager, the red part in the manager, the first page, the new language that we're putting in. What does it mean when the department and information systems administrator is allocated? Oh, does that mean he's go someplace else or does not have technical? Then I guess the manager then takes over those decision-making, or you see what I'm saying?
Here we are. Or when the department systems administrator is allocated, does not have sole technical authority and responsibility. So where we will have a department IS administrator present along with a department IS manager, the administrator then assumes the ultimate technical responsibility or the information systems responsibility. When there is just the department IS manager role within a department, then it's that person who has that level of responsibility.
I'm just
for
trying to understand
information
what
systems.
the word is allocated.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right, so when that position, or excuse me, when that classification is assigned to a position in that department, so that's an allocation. Yeah, so when we have an IS administrator position assigned or allocated.
When it's allocated, mean when it's approved. Yeah, okay, I see. Now I understand.
The budget, yeah.
Okay, and the duties that they have, where like in number 11, where it selects, trains, supervises, develops, when you have an administrator and a manager, does the manager still be able, they actually select? Do they select staff? Does that mean they hire them, or they just select them for certain projects and stuff like that?
So they are both at a management level, and that is a typical expectation regardless of whether one exists or both. And so they would participate at their respective levels of authority, if they both exist at their respective levels of authority.
That's the question I have is
Yeah.
if you have an administrator and you have a manager, does the manager select without the administrator's approval?
Commissioner, it would be up to the department. So in some departments, that may be a decision that they make.
Okay,
And in other departments, it may be the administrator. So a simple example, in human resources, most decisions for hiring are delegated to Jennifer and the team, and I don't get involved unless it's replacing Jennifer. So that's the decision that we've made internally for our management span of control. So each management team would be able to determine that span of control.
okay, so each department has the authority to decide that.
Correct.
And if some say, no, you're the manager, you just recommend to me and I'll,
That would be in their authority, correct?
all right. I just wanted to make sure that that was understood so that we don't have any conflicts with authority.
Yeah, this is
someone-
typical all over the organization, where each management team, under the direction of the department head, determines how they're going to hire and who that is delegated to.
Okay, that's the thing that I was looking at and concerned about, whether there'd be conflict between a manager and an administrator, who makes the decision.
I don't think so, since it's a pretty common model in all sorts of allocations and classification structures throughout the county.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments?
No comments or questions?
Well, I would tell you, I also, Tony, had a difficult time with that sentence and had to break it apart and read it a few times, the one about the allocation, and so it was a complex sentence. I have another complex sentence that, if you don't want to do this, I don't care. I just think it would be easier to read, and I was trying to imagine myself as supervisor in a department and trying to read through this classification and figuring out if it would work for me. And it's under class characteristics of the Department Information Systems Administrator. The third sentence,
What page are we on?
well, we don't have page numbers, do we?
No,
So it's, can you find it for him? Well, it's the first true page after the overarching letter.
okay, the first one. Oh, okay,
And all I'm going to suggest is that the sentence be flipped. The sentence is, positions are not multi-allocated with Department Information Systems Manager and based on specific criteria are assigned to county departments. That may be exactly what you mean, and so it's fine if you want to keep it that way. I just thought it might be easier to understand if it started out with what the position is and then went to what the position is not. There again, I don't care if you don't buy it.
Ms. Brimmer, I'm going from your note-taking that that's a change we can make?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
thank you.
Okay, I want to make sure and not change the meaning that you intended, but I did have to read it a few times.
Well,
Okay,
and we are discussing the administrator first and foremost, so I think you're correct in that it should lead with that, and then we do the qualifying piece of it after.
okay, great.
Thank you.
That is the only suggestion I had, so hearing no other discussion,
Chair, in the motion, we'll need to add that we're going to make that edit.
thank you for that. So when the motion is made, we include as edited.
could you
As
read it
discussed.
as how it would be edited?
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah,
Okay, and then let's see if we agree. It'll read like this. Positions are based on, wait, maybe you should do it. Oh, here it is. Positions are assigned to county departments with the largest and/or most complex and robust information systems needs and are not multi-allocated with Department Information Systems Manager. Something. Do we need to get the exact wording nailed down? Okay,
I think if we have the general discussion
I'm
of what you
thinking.
want, and you can include that in the motion, we can put it in the minutes, and then if there's a question, we can discuss it during the minutes next time.
let's do that. This is turning into a bigger thing than I meant it to be. So it's just a flip of the sentence, Tony.
oh, okay.
So with that, are we ready to make a motion?
Yeah, I move that we approve it as requested, the change made.
I second that.
Great. Having been moved and seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. The motion passed.
Thank you. Back to our agenda. There are no classification studies for the commission to consider this afternoon, and we do not have any staff reports. Additionally, under subsection E, we do not have any requests for appeal hearings this afternoon or other requests under subsection F. Under section 6, set a date of appeal hearing. Previously, the commission accepted a request for appeal under Rule 18, dismissal, suspension, demotion, or reduction in salary for office assistant specialist at the probation department. We need to set a date with the commission today. County counsel has suggested that the commission hear this matter on November 9th of 2022, if that is acceptable to the commission. If not, we will pick another date.
Thank you. So what we need to do is reflect on our schedules, and are each of us going to be here the next time, November 9th? So take a moment. I will be here.
I'll be here.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
I will be here.
Okay, does this need to be a motion? Okay, so I'll entertain a motion that we will hear the dismissal, suspension, demotion, reduction of salary, office assistant specialist, probation discussion next time we meet on November 9th.
I'll second that.
Oh, you make the motion.
Well, actually, yeah, it'd be better if you make it yourself,
Okay,
yeah.
make the motion.
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, and all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. We'll have the hearing then next time we meet on November 9th.
Thank you. We're now at public comment. So persons wishing to address the Civil Service Commission are asked to limit their total presentation to a maximum of 5 minutes for each side of the issue, or to submit comments up to 250 words by emailing sjccscpubliccomments@sjgov.org. Every effort will be made to read all the comments into the record. Some comments may not be read due to time limitations. Comments received by email after an agenda item will be made part of the official record on file with the commission, if received prior to the end of the meeting. Ms. Strange, do we have any electronic?
We do not have any electronic.
Is there anybody in the audience that wishes to address the commission? I do not see any public comment, Chair.
Okay, in that case, the next meeting, we've already discussed November 9th. There's no other business, and we are ready to adjourn. So this meeting's now adjourned. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.